Now let's look at some related topics. Okay, we ran this model and generated reports. For reproducibility, remember in at risk, we set the seed to a particular value. And then once you set that, then the results that we get is reproducible, so we can compare. Otherwise, the seed will get generated at random. So every iteration or every time you run the model, you get different results, which is fine in regular analysis, but in a classroom setting or for presentation purposes, if you want reproducibility, then you need to set uh, a seed. So here in Pro Model, we can do that by going to Analysis and selecting Stream. Okay, so here is the stream. Um, unlike Pro Model, I'm sorry, unlike at risk, Pro Model gives you a lot more flexibility in terms of how you want to set your seed. So you can set up to 100 streams, and the seed has to be a number between 1 and 100. Okay. But the stream number and the seed number need not match. Okay. Now, how the stream works is, okay, at the very basic level, say we say stream number 1 and seed number 1, right? Then we close that, okay, and go home, and I'm going to select options and then disable animation so we can quickly see the results. Okay, and then run. Okay, so now if you look at the results, okay, so we have let's okay, let's do this. Okay, let's export the results. Okay, so now you have a bunch of charts here, so you can say export. Okay, okay, so here um, these two icons are going to copy the or export the data into clipboard. All right, so here it'll go to Excel. So select chart data, and then if you select all, then everything will get exported. Okay, so uh, okay, so I'm going to save this, and I'll open it. Okay, so you have now tabs having all the results from these charts, okay, exported to Excel. All right, so now I'm going to close this, and I'm going to run simulation again. Okay, now if we had not set up a stream for seed, you get slightly different. Well, it will be close, but it will be slightly different. The results will be slightly different. So now run. Okay. Right. So now I export chart data all. Okay. So now this time, let me just save it uh, in a temporary folder. and I'll give a different name so we can see uh, both files at the same time. Okay, so we have the first time when we ran. This is the second time. Okay, so you see the entity status is exactly same. Okay, so now we have scoreboard. Okay, again exactly same, and so on. Okay, so that's the basic way in which you will generate reproducible results. Okay, going to streams and then setting up, selecting a particular stream with a particular seed, then everything will be okay. But why do we need more than one stream? Well, suppose you want, there are instances where you want the same random numbers generated for different operations. So if you want the same customers to come in, and then you want different ways in which those customers are treated or served, and then you want to observe the results. So if that's what you want, then you want to use one stream for one uh, uncertain variable, say normal distribution, exponential, whatever it may be, and a different one for others. Okay. So you can then set up different streams, and in that case you have to, suppose you have a second stream, and you can have the same seed for the second stream, because sometimes that would be what you may need. So suppose if you want, you have two machines and you want the two machines to break down at the same time, okay, then having just one stream is not going to work. So you have two streams, but they both have the same exact seed. So the two different streams which are identical can be used for the two machines. So then everything that happens to the first machine also happens to the second machine exactly at the same time. So how do you encode these different stream numbers? Well, when you use the, okay, for example, arrivals, right? So arrivals you can have here right after E2, you can specify a stream number. So say I say stream number 1, okay, and then in processing I have normal distribution, right? Stream number 2, okay. This is just for illustration purposes. So we really don't need to have the same stream, identical stream for the arrivals and the processing times. So you could go ahead and use a different seed for the second stream, say 10 or something like that. Okay. Now, if you run the simulation, okay, of course, you're not going to have the same results as before, because now we have two different streams for two different sets. But if you run again, this result will be reproduced so from this point onwards, unless you go and change the seed itself. Okay.